first and foremost, just once again want to send my heartfelt thoughts to you and your entire family when it comes to this challenging time. We're obviously here today to discuss and highlight the dangers of illegal dirt bikes and street racing, and to bring light to a new law, the stunt law, that is going to help and aim to curb these kind of incidents from happening. So I think first and foremost, we can start, and you can kind of speak about just how has the journey to recovery been for Alexa up until this point?
It's been extremely long, and it's been extremely tedious, and it's been very tiresome for everyone and very taxing on the family for sure. Having to be there with her every day and be by her side to support her, it starts to wear on you after a while. Fortunately, though, with all the support that we've been giving her and everybody else, she's slowly starting to make strides in the right direction, which is a good thing. So she continues to meet milestones and continues on, which is great.
And how has the support been from the community going around and rallying around Alexa during and the family during this challenging time?
I mean, it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, we've met so many people along the way, people that were complete strangers at one point, and continuously reaching out to us and showing their support any way that they can. And it's really just been greatly appreciated.
And in what ways do you believe the stunt law, a law that aims to, get rid of these illegal dirt bikes on the roads and to help eliminate street racing, what function, how do you think a law like that would just help, try and prevent these kind of instances from happening in the future?
Well, look, laws are always great to have in place, right? So the bottom line is that how are these laws going to be put into action? What's going to be the consequences for these people? Are they really going to go after them? Are they going to do what they're supposed to be doing with the mayor and law enforcement and things of that nature? Because it's a difficult task. There's no doubt about it. So if the laws are put in place, it's great. But if they're not able to act on them and follow up with them, then it's almost useless, to be honest with you.
How has Alexa's condition and accident just been affecting you personally and the family on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, it's absolutely grueling. I mean, to see a child going through what they have to go through right now just to get back to the basics of life is horrible. It's beyond horrible, to no fault of her own, because of the negligence of some other individual. Here she is struggling to get back to just doing basic things. It's terrible.
What role do you believe law enforcement has to preventing these instances from happening?
I think law enforcement is all based on what the mayor allows them to do. From what I understand, previously, the mayor didn't want them doing certain things to enforce certain laws because it would jeopardize the safety of others in the community. So if the mayor's telling them to hold back, there's only so much that they can do. So
What has been the most challenging aspect throughout Alexa's road to recovery throughout this entire process?
the most challenging is just to see her every day, having her life pretty much being taken away from her right now. And it's like almost bringing home a newborn baby right now. You have to be very delicate. You have to be by her side the entire time with everything that she does. You're always hoping that her speech is going to get back to 100% normal, including her mobility to walk and just do basic things. It's tough. You have to be there for her, right next to her, because she's very unstable with a lot of things still.
And where would you say she is now in terms of her road to recovery?
It's tough to say right now. She just continues to meet different milestones, although she does still has a very long road to recovery. In fact, July we have to go back up to Albany because she has to go through another surgery to have her skull plate pretty much put back in. It's difficult, and then from there she has to go back to rehab for like a tune-up to get herself back together, and then there's still yet another surgery that awaits her somewhere down the line for her leg to replace all the bone fragments that are still not in place. So it's it's a really long way to go. So as much as she's progressing now, she has two setbacks waiting for her, which is it's hard. And then go tell a 19-year-old kid in the summer you can't go anywhere. You have to just stay in the house, or not free to go do whatever you want. So it's frustrating and it's upsetting.
And just in your interactions with Alexa, how has she been taking this entire incident? How has she been handling the recovery process thus far?
Well, as you can imagine, she definitely has her ups and downs. She has her good days. She has her bad days. She struggles on some occasions, and other days she's a little more upbeat. So it's very important for us and the family and friends to always rally around her.
What message do you have for those who take part in dirt bikes and street racing? What message do you have for them who might not think about the risks that come along with it?
Listen, there's plenty of people who use dirt bikes and all those types of vehicles. They use them the correct way, and there's not a problem with those people. The people that are using them illegally, they don't seem to have any regard for their own life. So why are they going to have any regard for somebody else's life? And that's the disturbing part of it. And it seems to be a pretty big trend, not only here in New York, but across the country, from what I've been researching.
And the fact that now Albany County has taken action with this new stunt law, it was passed bipartisan unanimously. What message do you believe a law like this sends to the greater Albany area?
Well, I know there was a law put in place prior to this happening, and unfortunately, the law wasn't enforced, and that's probably why we're here today. I don't think the law that they just put in place is tough enough, to be honest with you. $500 fine the first time is definitely not enough. They should make it a lot more, the penalty should be a lot higher.
What would you like to see the law be if you were the one to be able to make this law?
That's a good question. But why isn't it $5,000 fine the first time around? I mean, really make a statement here. $500 really isn't a ton of money. You have to really make it hurt somewhere. Or why is there even a fine the first time around? It should be they should be put in jail. They're a menace to society, to people that are doing this. It's just dangerous. It's dangerous to everyone. And it took something like this to happen to my daughter for these laws to be put in place. And that's kind of that's always how it is, right? So something has to happen, something bad has to happen for somebody to take action. That's just always how it is.
Aside from this law being created, any other actions that you would like to see being taken by lawmakers or the general public when it comes to illegal dirt bikes and street racing? Any more actions that you would like to see take place?
Well, I mean, they need to continue to get them off the street, right? That's the bottom line. However they need to go about that, that's what needs to be done. And it's a big problem. It's not an easy job for that to happen. It's a big problem everywhere you go. But to get them off the street one by one, little by little, it hopefully will make a difference.
As a parent of someone who's going through an incident like this, what is your message to other parents or other folks who are going through a similar traumatic incident, dealing with illegal dirt bikes and having that road to recovery?
Well, you have to be there for whoever the individual is that's hurting from this. There's no way around it, right? As a family, you have to be there for the individual. You have to support them and do whatever it needs to be done. The laws are great that they're put in place, but if they're not enforced, nothing much is going to come of it.
We spoke about further actions that lawmakers can take. Any message to the public, any way that the ordinary citizen, the ordinary person can help when it comes to trying to prevent these incidents from taking place or just helping the family at a time right now?
Well, I guess you'd have to report it if you see it. I mean, there's no other way around it, right? You reach out to someone, you say what you're seeing, and hopefully there's some action that's taken.
And anything else that hasn't been said that you believe should be said when it comes to the stunt law or the situation with your daughter, anything else that you think should be out there?
Like I said, the mayor is the one who's going to allow how much can be done and how much can't be done. I know law enforcement is willing to do whatever they need to do, but until they get the total green light from the mayor, that's as much as they can do.
And if the mayor is watching this right now, what would be your message to the mayor?
Um, Listen, the mayor has not reached out to me at all since this incident has happened. She had reached out originally, and since then she has never reached out to see the progress of my daughter or to see how we were doing. Not once. Um, in fact, initially she didn't even know that my daughter was a University of Albany student. She had no idea. So I don't know how connected she really is to the community, to be honest with you.
How does that make you feel that the mayor hasn't reached out to you throughout this time?
That's just disappointing. It's extremely disappointing. Um, just shows how disconnected she is.
And before we conclude here today, any final thoughts, any reflections as a parent? I guess I wanted to ask, as a parent and seeing your daughter go through this, how do you stay strong throughout this entire journey for your daughter and for your family?
Look, just like our daughter, right? We have our days where we're up. We have our days where we're down as well. It's been a grueling, taxing time on all of us. So as much as my daughter leans on family and friends, we do as well. And the support has been outstanding everywhere you go, which helps us get through this.
Well, I'll just say this to conclude. Anything else you want to say, by the way, before we wrap up?
No, that's about it. That's good.
But I just want to say once again that Alexa's shown incredible strength throughout her recovery, and our thoughts continue to be with you and the family of Alexa. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it as well.